I'm with Amal Dweeb from the Al Sadeel Society in Bethlehem. Now, Amal, what is Al Sadeel?
Sadeel Society, it's a health organization that taking care of cancer patient and chronic disease patient and their families. This is the Sadeel. We got our registration in 2008.
And when were you founded and why were you founded?
Yes, we started to work on in 2006, and after I worked with the cancer patient for 6 years, we found that we give the patient the chemotherapy and the treatment, and we are fighting the disease, and we forget the patient itself, the human itself, and the family of the patient. When our patients, after 2 years of treatment and 5 years of treatment, they come back again with their currency of disease. In that time, we didn't able to do thing for the patient because they have no choice for chemotherapy or radiotherapy treatment. We need to do the symptom control, and we need to do the pain management, and we didn't know how to deal with these cases. In that time, I got a chance to have a training course in end of life care in USA, and in that time I found a comparison between how they are taking care of the terminally ill cancer patient and what the quality of care in our country. So I decided to do something that's similar to improve their quality of life, and this is idea started from here.
Now, are you government funded or are you just a charity?
Yes, we are a non-governmental organization. We are a charity, and we didn't get any fund from the government. Our fund is from the local community, international and national donors.
And what's your vision for here in Bethlehem?
Yes. And our work is aiming, and our vision is aiming to be all over Palestine. Our vision is that life is a gift from God, and therefore it should be kept pain-free as much as possible, using outdated knowledge and skills. The society activity are aimed to be free and affordable to the patient who need them, and not only the patient who able to pay for this.
Now, is medical care very good here in the Palestinian Authority?
According to the medical care for the cancer, especially for the cancer patient, we have a very good health insurance for the patient, and we have specialized people that take care of cancer patient. For the chemotherapy side, for the radiotherapy, and it's free for the cancer patient. But the problem here is that, and all the treatment is free for the patient. But the problem here is about the quality of life of those cancer patients, about pain management, symptom control, and family care, patient care. We have a deficiency in these issues. So you find the patient in terminal illness, you find the patient suffering from burn, suffering of load of symptoms, and they need a care, special care from the social worker, the psychologist, and the nurse who are specialized in palliative care. We don't have this specialty. So when we did a research about even the patient have a free of charge the treatment, they have their quality of life. When we did a research over all the West Bank, we find the quality of life is a grade of 40 from 100, because the load of symptoms, the financial difficulties, the stage of disease, and the fatigue. So the problem is still very big, because the patient, even he got his treatment, they didn't give any attention to the other parts of the patient, as we should look to the patient as a whole, psychologically, spiritually, and physically and socially.
And I guess this is providing dignity for some of those people who are in their last days.
And it's very important because from my experience in working with a cancer patient, and this is the start of me, when before in 2006, when we start, I was working with a cancer patient. We didn't give the terminally ill cancer patient any attention. We started to talk with each other that this patient is terminally, we have nothing to do for him. The human is a human, so he should die in dignity, free of pain, free of suffering. And this is what made me to start palliative care, because palliative care is equal the quality of life and the good quality of life according to the WHO standards.
Are you the only ones doing this in the Palestinian Authority?
Yes. Sadeel initiative and palliative care is not found all over the Palestine. It's a very new initiative and the only initiative in my country.
And how important is this work for the families?
When we did the big research about all over the country, we ask the families what they need. The families, they need dignity, they need caring, they need love, they need to control their pain and suffering, and they need somebody to talk with them. They want people how to communicate with them, to respect them, and this is a very big need for the patients. And also they need most of the cases, if we manage it in home, it's good for the patient because they suffer a lot from going the borders, and they need special permits. So these patients need to be treated in home by we can afford it by a palliative care team.
And you've just recently had a camp. What sort of people were on this camp?
Our camp was finished in 21st of June. This camp was for 14 days, and our beneficiaries was the patient itself and the brothers of the patients and sisters, and also we had the people who are his mother or father died from chronic disease and cancer patient, and also we have also sons of families that he's the mother or father in hospital and taking care of in the hospital, especially the terminally ill. So in this camp we provide a family. It was a very beautiful days. We did many things. We had drawing sessions. We had something that to product some products and something that to express their feeling. We had a special theater show for those people that express their feeling, and we had also trips that we took them to enjoy in some beautiful places and tourist places, and we offered for them the very healthy food and to be deal with a healthy food, and also we provide them many fun activities that we host many societies that do a fun activity to do it for them in the camp, and it was a great experience for the patient, and they told me in the end of the camp that we want to continue in these days. It's very beautiful days for them, and they forget the disease.
Now you're not just doing care, but you're also doing education as well.
Yes. According to the education, we have agreement with the Ministry of Health to integrate the palliative care in the curricula of nursing school. This agreement to help the student, especially the nursing student, to know about the quality of life, about palliative care, which take care of quality of life, good communication, symptom management, and pain management. And we did many partnership to do workshops in all over the universities of West Bank, and we are cooperating with the universities in research, in implementing research with their students to raise the need for a palliative care service.
Now, are people in the Palestinian community aware of prevention of cancer, like foods and smoking?
We don't have a lot of programs that work on this. We need a lot of work to raise the awareness between the community, because still the community have the stigma of cancer. Still the community they deal with cancer as a fatal. For that they hide. If they find any sign for cancer, they hide it because they are afraid of dying. So we need to, they are still smoke a lot, and we have a lot of stress. We have a poverty, and in the poverty their food is not healthy. So we need to work in healthy diet. We need to work in stopping the smoking, and also we need to work to recorrect many misbeliefs about cancer, because cancer now is treatable. Unfortunately, we have every year we discover around 1,400 cases. Most of them, 70% of them, is in late stage because of the patient didn't aware about the symptoms, and they didn't give any attention to their health.
Now, you also have a workshop within the university as well?
We have workshops. We did many workshops with Birzeit University, Al-Quds University, Bethlehem University, and with the hospital itself, with the Ministry of Health. We have workshops that talk about palliative care and about the basic principles of palliative care and the importance of palliative care.
And do you care for both Muslims and Christians in the community?
Especially in Bethlehem, and I'm talking about Bethlehem because our start in Bethlehem, and now we expand to Hebron and for education and all over the West Bank. We have no difference between Christian and Muslim, especially, for example, our place that we are in now is donation from a Christian person. So we have nothing to differentiate between Muslim and Christian, because sick person is sick person, and we are here. We have a Muslims and we have a Christians that whom they are volunteering in this job.
Now, some of those people who've survived cancer, do they end up becoming volunteers here in Al Sadeel?
After we, especially the youth, we try to recruit them or take them to our idea, because the person who had passed this suffering and he succeed, he will give us a lot. We have in the administration council, we have one survival, and we have around 10 cancer patient and diabetic. They are working, and especially in the camp, they give us a lot of care because they are expert in dealing with the disease, and they show the success. We succeed. So those people, they are the most important part in our work.
And why do you do what you do?
For me, basically, I told you that I am a nurse, and I love nursing, and I love taking care of people. So this is initiative started when I found the suffering of the people. So I decided to do something for our community, and I found and I discovered that there is many people like me. He want to help and he want to give, but he didn't have the right place. So this is the idea. Start in to give. We need to give the people. When we collect the volunteers and many person, we can make something. And from my experience and from suffering with these cancer patients as an oncology nurse, I decided to do this start, because I know many friends and I have many family members that they are suffering a lot with cancer especially, and also the chronic disease. So I'm looking for the human. We are taking care of a human, whatever the disease he had.
And what's your prayer finally for anyone who has cancer today?
I pray for my one of volunteers, my daughter of one volunteers. I'm asking God to cure every cancer patient, but now I have a very severe pain because one of our volunteers, young baby, she is at 9 years old. She discovered as a Hodgkin lymphoma and treated, and the disease recurrent for her, and she is now traveling to Jordan to get a treatment. And really, I am asking God to help all the cancer patient and her to be recovered from the disease. It's a very difficult, and I hate this disease. And everybody who has got this disease, if he found somebody that sit beside him and beside his family, he will be very strong. And the treatment is important and the chemotherapy important, but the psychological support and the social support and the physical support is equal 50% to the treatment, and nobody can tolerate a treatment without support of multidisciplinary team.
Well, Amal, I think you're an amazing lady. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.